My name is Michael Gordon White, and welcome to Candid Street. In this video, I'm going to continue on with my series about locations, and this time around we will be talking all about the white wall. Let's get started. The white wall. That's right, just a basic white wall. Now it doesn't have to be white, but I find this to be the most interesting, likely because we see this kind of picture everywhere in advertising. A subject, be it a person, against a white background completely isolated, and giving us no doubt as to what the subject is. So, as you are out and about walking around your city, try to look for locations with a simple background, and take note of them. It could be the side of a building, a special display or feature of a building, or anything that offers a clean area that if you took a picture of it without someone in the shot, you really have nothing at all. It would just be a wall. Extremely boring, right? But when a person comes along, you've just created a studio, one that you can shoot at all day long with an endless supply of models, or what we call subjects. Now, obviously, once you've found this background, whatever it may be, it needs to have two main components. One, you need to have people walk by it, or better yet, people that stand still by it, even for just a second to allow you to take a shot. And two, it needs to be situated with enough room to allow you to step back enough to frame a person in a full body shot, a three-quarter shot, or a head and shoulder candid portrait. These different compositions depend on how far you are able to back up from the background. Some locations may have all kinds of space, and others may offer hardly any space at all, depending on how busy they are. Over the years, I've been on the lookout for this kind of location, and I've discovered some really great ones that I love to spend some time at while I'm out walking around. In fact, they've become what I call destinations on my route that I practice street photography in my area. You see, I've developed a set route in the heart of my city where I always start at the same location, and I know exactly where I can go depending on the time of day and the angle of the sun, where I will always find lots of people and these special locations that offer a good background, so it's easy for me to create a successful shot. Now you may be thinking, if you are always in the same locations, won't all of your pictures look the same? And isn't this a bad thing? Well, yes and no. Yes, if it was only one location you used to take all of your pictures, although this could be a good thing if this was your intent. But I have many locations within this specific route that are all a little different. But most importantly, when you look at all the pictures I've created, they tend to have this similarity or feel about them. And this is important because it goes towards creating your style as a photographer. I'm very confident that if you, as the viewer, were to go to my website or Instagram account, you would find a body of work that is consistent. There would be variety, but it would look like my work. This is so important. So as you're going through your Instagram stream and you were to come across one of my shots, I want you to instantly know, hey, that's a Michael Gordon White shot. That's what I call photographic style. This takes time to achieve, lots of time, and it's not something that you have to go out and consciously plan to achieve. You can force this look or try to create a style by telling yourself, every time I go out, I will take pictures with the color blue in them, as an example. You can do that if you like, but I didn't. I didn't think of a style at all when I first started out. It just happened. But unknowingly at the start, I helped myself create what I call my style by always using a 35mm lens. And each day I go out, I follow this route of special locations. And obviously I take pictures of people. All of this adds up to my style to a point. This is part of the equation, but this is a very deep subject, one which I will go into further in future videos on composition. For now, let's get back to finding locations. So back to this white wall as I was describing. Okay, we've found a perfect white wall with enough space to back up and take some shots, but not onto the street or you'll get hit by a car, so be careful. But now what? Well, here we get back into the waiting game. Remember the one that I'm not too fond of, as I explained in the video on the intersection? Waiting. I can't stand waiting around with time flying by and with no one to shoot. So as I've said before, part of my plan to covering this route is that I have learned over the years when exactly to show up at this white wall, as an example, when there will be no waiting for people to show up. There will be so many people going by, I won't possibly be able to keep up. That's my kind of shooting. I'm going to go into great depth later on how to go about getting these shots, but for now let's just say I've become very skilled at shooting in locations like this, sometimes in very tight locations such as this, one that if I'm not careful I will be run over by the crush of people. Again, this is my kind of shooting when it comes to street photography. I absolutely love this situation. I seek this out every time. People coming and going, deep in conversations, lost in their phones, trying to catch the train, waiting on the light, late for the important meeting. The list goes on and on. Life. People observing. I could do this all day long, but the most important thing is that they are completely oblivious to the fact that I'm taking pictures of them. Candid portrait, remember? Street photography. That's what this is about. So find a wall or any simple background. Keep an eye out left and right, in front of you and behind, and be ready to shoot. You will be immensely satisfied with the results. Keep a lookout for these backgrounds as you're out on the street, and take note of them so that you have a wealth of places you can rely on to go to and make some pictures. You'll never be wanting for shots. You'll never say, "There's nothing to shoot." How could you in a city full of millions of people? I laugh when I hear that one, but I do understand this statement because when I first started out, I was completely at a loss for what to shoot. People, obviously, but when I started, I was completely lost as to how to take pictures of all these people. And it only became what it is today for me by constantly going out and making countless mistakes, and constantly working out new ideas to create situations that enabled me to make what I call a successful street photography picture. And this is where locations came into play. I would go to these locations because that's where the people were. Okay, that's it for now. If you found this helpful, please give it a like, please subscribe, and please turn on notifications. There's lots more to come. Okay, thanks for watching, and we will see you again on Candid Street. Be safe and take care.